Attitude Fan here, back again. So this time, as you can kind of tell by the background, I'm talking about a match that happened at Fall Brawl 2000 WCW pay-per-view. Bill Goldberg versus Scott Steiner. You're asking yourself, how did I decide on this match? Basically, I just went to YouTube, typed in WCW, picked like the most popular video right now, which was this match. Fall Brawl 2000 was the last Fall Brawl pay-per-view that WCW did, and it took place September 17th, 2000 from Buffalo, New York. And they actually had some of the Buffalo Bills sitting at ringside. Steiner kind of gets an argument with them when he comes out. Goldberg kind of gives him some dap. This was a no DQ match, which I don't know really if they needed it. I don't know. I think these two guys could actually put on a good match without being no DQ, but whatever. They decided to have it no DQ. So I don't know what's going on in WCW at this point. Like I said, I'm not currently watching WCW. Even way back when, at this point, I think I was checked out of WCW. Really, honestly, to me, I think WCW pretty much went downhill once Goldberg's streak ended. I think that was kind of like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? And then the storylines just got crazy. But I do know towards the end, Scott Steiner was really like pretty much one of the biggest names in the company, which makes sense to me because I feel like he was always really good. Goldberg, they're still building as a monster, which we see in this match a few times. Like, he's unstoppable. And, I like that. I mean, Goldberg, I don't know how many times he's lost at this point. I really don't. Obviously, he lost to, Kevin Nash that one time with the taser due to Scott Hall, which was interesting. But this match, Fall Brawl 2000, no DQ. Match took about 17 minutes, which is a decent amount of time. I actually feel like the match was pretty good. It had a couple of little botches. Goldberg at one point kind of dropped Steiner on the ropes, maybe, but not really on the ropes. It was kind of a weird little spot there. Steiner at one point does the Steiner recliner the first time, and it was just awful. Other than that, I thought the match was pretty decent. Goldberg was a beast. He gets out of the Steiner recliner twice. Steiner does a couple belly-to-belly suplexes, which I think he does phenomenally. Goldberg had a couple of good reversals in this match. That was pretty good. It kind of took a dive, though, once Madeja, I don't even know. One of Scott Steiner's freaks, because at this point he's Big Papa Pump. He's got the freaks. Comes out. I guess she's part of the storyline. Dude, I could care less. And it was just very weird. She hits Goldberg with a lead pipe. It looked awful. Like, it was a horrible, horrible hit. And then, of course, Vince Russo comes out because, you got to have Vince Russo. He's got to be a part of the storyline. He's got to show up at some point. I mean, it's Vince Russo. I'm pretty sure he had a wiffle ball bat that he hits Goldberg with, because there's no way that was a wood bat. There's no way it was an aluminum bat. Pretty sure it was like a wiffle ball bat. But yeah, we didn't need him, I don't think. And obviously he plays a big factor in the finish. Basically kind of distracts Goldberg as Goldberg was about to go for the spear, then probably set Steiner up for the jackhammer. And then that allows Steiner to grab the lead pipe and hit Goldberg and basically knock him out, and that's how he wins the match. Goldberg just out cold. He puts on the Steiner recliner. Referee raises his hand, 1, 2, 3. Match, like I said, took about 17 minutes. It was a decent match. I think Goldberg and Steiner actually did well. I think Goldberg was actually really good in WCW. I know a lot of people say that as matches or squashes, which a lot of them were, but I mean, a lot of them also was against, lower competition, you could say, or, the mid-carders, and it was made just for Goldberg to pretty much squash them. But I think when Goldberg faced somebody good, he put on a good match. Steiner, I think, was one of the best. Obviously, Steiner was super entertaining. I mean, I could always watch Steiner have a match. Not really the best at promo, but whatever. But yeah, I think Goldberg was really good. I think this was a good match. I think it would have been a lot better if it wasn't no DQ and we didn't have like the run-ins, which I've never really been a big fan of the WCW run-ins. I think their run-ins were always, it's like they have no point. Like even when Deja first comes out, Steiner pays no attention to her. The cameras kind of focus on her, and we start missing the action. Like Goldberg gets hit with a chair, he gets busted open. We don't get to see it because they're too busy showing Madeja. Yeah, so I don't know. Overall, I give it 3 stars. I give this match 3 stars out of 5. I think it could have been a little bit better if it wasn't for the run-ins. Was this the main event? I didn't even get to see. No, this was not the main event. It was the match before the main event. It did take 13 minutes and 50 seconds, by the way, so I was close. Let's look at the rest of the card, though. I don't really know the storylines, but we'll see what I think about the other matches. The Cruiserweight Championship, Elix Skipper, the champion, who comes out with Major Guns, beats Kiwi, who came out with Paisley. I don't remember Kiwi at all. 0%. Elix Skipper, I kind of remember he was part of the Canadian team. Major Guns, I think they like kidnapped her and kept her, but yeah, Elix Skipper wins. Okay, Elix Skipper was actually pretty decent. Still have no idea who Kiwi is. Major Guns obviously was pretty fantastic. Next up, you have a 6-man tag match. The Misfits in Action, MIA, who Kiwi was a part of. You had Captain Cajun, which was Hugh Morris. Lieutenant Loco, which is Chavo Guerrero. And Sergeant AWOL. Was that Mike Awesome? No, that was the Wall. Okay, that was the Wall. They defeat 3 Count. We all remember 3 Count, the boy band. Shane and Moore, Evan Courageous, and Shane Helms. I actually semi-liked 3 Count. Shane Helms obviously becomes the Hurricane, becomes a big name. This was actually probably a pretty decent match because Misfits in Action, I think, was a pretty decent storyline. Hugh Morris was always good. Chavo, not really a big fan. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that 3 Count didn't win this. I feel like they got pushed pretty solid by WCW there. Next up, you have a First Blood chain match because WCW loves all the gimmicks. They love all the gimmicks. So not just First Blood, but got to throw in the chain. You had the Harris brothers, Ron Harris and Don Harris. They beat Chronic, who was Brian Adams and Brian Clark. Again, that kind of surprises me. I feel like Chronic should have been huge, man. I mean, Brian Adams and Brian Clark, 2 great wrestlers. That's a solid team. I think they should have definitely won that match. Obviously, again, I didn't watch it, so I have no idea. But the Harris brothers, I don't know. WCW put a lot of stock in them for some reason. Next up, you had the singles match for the United States champion with Jim Duggan as the special enforcer. Lance Storm, who came out with Major Guns. So Major Guns coming out again. We get to see Major Guns twice. I'm not opposed to that. That's great action. They beat okay. So I was wrong, by the way. Captain Cajun for MIA is not Hugh Morris. Captain Cajun was Lash LaRue. So even more surprising that Misfits in Action won that match. Lance Storm fights General Rection, who was Hugh Morris. Lance Storm was the champion. He retains the title by beating Hugh Morris. I liked Lance Storm. I think he was a little bland. Sure. I think he was a really good wrestler. Absolutely. 100% he should have won this match. No offense to Hugh Morris, but Lance Storm definitely should have won this match. I think to put a belt on Hugh Morris is questionable. It's very questionable. So, yeah, Lance Storm definitely the right champion for sure. But that is 2 title matches that we've had with no title changing hands. Next up, you had an elimination match, the Filthy Animals, which was what a group here. Actually, this is actually a pretty decent group. Disco Inferno, Rey Mysterio Jr., Juventud Guerrero, Conan, and Tigress. Big Vito and Paul Orndorff. I don't know why Big Vito and Paul Orndorff are in this match. They faced the Natural Born Thrillers, which was WCW's basically, hey, this is the future of our company. And I actually thought some of these guys were going to be pretty big. Mark Jindrak, Sean O'Hare. I thought Sean O'Hare was that dude. Don't ever really know what happened to him. Mike Sanders, Chuck Palumbo, obviously had a pretty decent run in WWE later on. Sean Stasiak had a little decent run there in WWE. And Reno and Johnny the Bull. Okay, way too many people in this match. I didn't do a no contest because Why not? 16 minutes and it's a no contest. Well, yeah, why not? Very typical WCW thing to do. Next up, we had a scaffold match because, again, WCW loves the gimmick matches. Shane Douglas, who came out with Torrie Wilson, defeats Billy Kidman. Oh, no, Shane Douglas and Torrie Wilson. So it was a tag team match. So Shane Douglas, Torrie Wilson defeated Billy Kidman and Medusa. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, Torrie Wilson, obviously, fantastic. Star of the show, actually. Billy Kidman, I really like Billy Kidman. His shooting star press, I think, is one of the best moves ever. Him and Torrie were together in real life. Shane Douglas beating him, sure. I mean, I think you're killing Billy Kidman's, you're killing him, really, by having him lose this match. But, okay. Next up, we had a three-way match. Sting, a three-way match. Sting defeated the Great Muta and Vampiro. Vampiro comes out with ICP, Violent J, and Shaggy 2 Dope. I would have to know what's going on in the storyline to understand why this is a three-way match. Sting, one of the biggest names in your company for a very long time. Great Muta, okay, probably past his prime in 2000, I would think. Vampiro, I don't understand this match. Sting won, as he should, 100% win this match. Next up, we had a bunkhouse brawl match because, again, let's just throw in some more gimmicks. Mike Awesome defeats Jeff Jarrett. I'm okay with that. I think WCW killed Mike Awesome's character, but I'm okay with him beating Jeff Jarrett. I think that was the right call. Then, of course, you had Steiner and Goldberg, like I already talked about. And then the WCW heavyweight title match, so our third title match of the day, and it's a caged heat match, which I have no idea what that is. Steel cage. Okay, so I don't know. But anyways, it was Kevin Nash who came in as the champion because, at this point, Kevin Nash pretty much reigned WCW, and he was a big draw as champion, as he has told us that a million times. Booker T beats him. Booker T becomes the champion. I don't know if this was his first title or not because, again, I'm out of the loop at this point. But I don't know, man. I feel like maybe Kevin Nash is supposed to win. I never really was that big on Booker. I think, I didn't mind his character in WWE very much. And WCW, I just never really was a big fan, honestly. Never really was a big fan. I like Harlem Heat. That's a tag team, though. But, yeah, so that was the show. That was Fall Brawl. Maybe one day I'll watch the whole show and understand what's going on. But what kind of a bad card. We had one title change, and it was the world title. But, yeah, Bill Goldberg, Scott Steiner, no DQ match from Fall Brawl 2000. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. I do recommend watching this match on YouTube. Go hit the play button. Go watch it. It is kind of entertaining. I think you're seeing prime Bill Goldberg. I think this was probably when he was at his best, I feel like. When he was 171-0 or whatever, 173 or whatever he got to. I don't think he was at his peak yet. I think he was just, winning matches and they were just pushing him to the moon. But I think at this point he was really good in the ring. Scott Steiner, obviously fantastic in the ring. Yeah, good match. Solid match. We get to see Vince Russo, which, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. Bill Goldberg, Scott Steiner, no DQ match from Fall Brawl 2000. Attitude Fan, signing off. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, subscribe button. And, yeah, I'll probably be back with some random video next. Maybe I'll watch a whole pay-per-view. Maybe I'll watch just one single match again. I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows? I really just kind of do this when I'm bored. So, all right. Peace out.